Absolution, 2023, stands as the ninth novel by American writer and National Book Award recipient Alice McDermott. The book delves into the private, emotional worlds of U.S. military spouses during the Vietnam War, seen through the recollections of its central figure, Tricia. As Tricia sifts through her memories of life in Saigon, McDermott meditates on the tangled nature of moral obligation, the persistent aftershocks of Vietnam's colonial past, and the compromises that shape ordinary lives. Now an elderly widow, Tricia Kelly, composes a letter to Rainey, a woman in middle age and the daughter of her deceased friend Charlene. She writes in answer to an earlier message from Rainey, who reached out seeking details about Tricia's Saigon years and about a man named Dom Kelly. Tricia casts her mind back to her youth as a new military wife living abroad. In 1963, at 23, she relocates to Saigon with her husband Peter, employed as a civilian advisor to the CIA. Southern Vietnam at the time remains under the strict pro-Catholic regime of Ngo Dinh Diem. The wives of military personnel are expected to conform to a rigid social code. Tricia, reserved and self-effacing, finds these demands difficult. She recalls first meeting a young Rainey at a cocktail gathering, where the child proudly displays her Barbie and extensive wardrobe of doll clothes. Soon afterward, Tricia encounters Rainey's exuberant mother, Charlene, another company spouse. Charlene cleverly draws Tricia into her latest charitable plan. She commissions Lily, a local seamstress, to sew Barbie-sized ao days, the traditional Vietnamese gown, and then sells these customized Saigon Barbies at inflated prices. She channels the profits into a modest philanthropic effort, distributing baskets of toys and sweets to children at a nearby hospital. The two women quickly form a deep friendship, allowing Tricia a glimpse into Charlene's restless inner life. Charlene bristles at the restrictions placed on women in the 1960s. Convinced of her duty to uplift the disadvantaged, she engages in black market schemes to expand her humanitarian work. Tricia accompanies her to the hospital, where they comfort children showing signs of napalm burns. As Charlene's ambitions grow, she is aided by Dom Kelly, a compassionate young GI who helps her slip past curfews and checkpoints. With Dom's assistance, Tricia, Lily, and Charlene visit a leprosarium outside the city, measuring the women there for custom clothing. Lily is overjoyed to reconnect with her cousin, isolated within the facility. Running alongside these events is Tricia's struggle to start a family with Peter, repeatedly interrupted by miscarriages. Increasingly, she becomes uncomfortable with the risks Charlene exposes her to, as scattered violence disrupts daily life in Vietnam. Undeterred, Charlene expands her charitable schemes further. She begins arranging unofficial adoptions between Vietnamese mothers and American families, ensuring that the mothers receive payment for their infants. Exhausted and distressed, Tricia ultimately withdraws from Charlene's ventures. Charlene and Lily continue visiting the leprosarium without her. On their third trip, Lily chooses to remain there with her cousin. The novel's second section takes the form of a letter from Rainey, now middle-aged and the mother of several adult children. Charlene has been gone for over 2 decades. While renovating a house with her husband Doug, Rainey encounters an elderly Dom Kelly. Dom shares a home with his wife Ellen and their adopted son Jamie, who has Down syndrome. He and Rainey grow close, and she is moved by his warmth and the tenderness he shows Jamie. One afternoon, Dom invites her inside, where she spots a Saigon Barbie on his shelf. The two recognize their shared past and reminisce about Charlene. Later that day, Dom dies unexpectedly in a bizarre accident. Months afterward, Doug is diagnosed with dementia. Rainey writes to Tricia, seeking deeper insight into Dom's history. The narrative shifts back to Saigon. In Tricia's final months there, Charlene leads her to a makeshift orphanage where several children and a baby nicknamed Susie live. Charlene has arranged for Tricia to take Susie to America and raise her as her own. Enchanted by the infant, Tricia brings her home to share with Peter, believing her dream of motherhood is finally within reach. But later that night, the remaining children arrive at her door, sobbing for Susie's return. Unable to withstand their grief, Tricia gives the baby back. She and Peter depart Vietnam in late 1963, with Charlene's family following soon after. Days after they return to the United States, Diem is assassinated. The Kellys settle in Washington, D.C., where Tricia becomes a teacher. After 3 more miscarriages, she undergoes a hysterectomy at 35, abandoning her hopes of motherhood. She and Peter share a long and largely contented marriage until his death. Tricia ends the novel with a tender remembrance of Charlene, reflecting on the outsized generosity and furious ambition that defined her lost friend. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.